Hey there, it's E Squared Photography. I'm Erin.
And I'm Emily, and we are here to keep things simple and fun.
Are you a senior photographer maybe starting to struggle with getting some of those candid poses that those seniors seem to have all over their Instagram feed? Well, we're here to give you some ideas of prompts and things you can say to make things look a little bit more candid than your typical traditional poses.
And make sure to stick around until the end because we have something that's going to be very helpful for you.
By this end of this video today, you'll feel more confident going into your next senior session and having some of those prompts ready to go.
And for the best photography tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. And make sure to come around every Monday morning as we have a new video for you.
All right, let's dive in. So candid pose number one that we like to do with our seniors is the spin back and forth or twirl pose. So you can see here, a lot of times this works great, especially if you look at the middle picture here with a flowier dress. So they can grab each side of their dress and they're spinning, they're looking away. Maybe we're having them look down at their hands where they're grabbing their dress. You can also do it as they are walking away and get a little bit of motion with their hair flipping around and spinning. And just having them vary up where they look, maybe add a giggle to it or something like that as well.
The next candid pose that we like to do is what we call the walk away or run away. So in all of these pictures, we are having the senior either walk away or kind of sideways run away and do what we call the karaoke, if you've ever heard of that before. So they're walking away and then we will all of a sudden say, okay, now look back and look at us, or turn and kind of giggle over your shoulder. That can get a really candid looking pose versus a very blah, natural pose that they might not love.
So this next pose isn't extremely candid, but it can add a little pop to the photo and just a little personality. So adding some sort of prop or having them do something kind of unique or quirky. So you'll see the caramel apple and the kick, which is kind of fun, and then the flower, which adds a little bit of brightness to that image. And then this one's a little bit more candid where she's blowing a bubble and looking away.
Another pose that can give a really good candid look is to have them play with their hair. And usually when we're doing this, we're trying to have them giggle away so it looks like it's a very candid, natural look. Like in the two on the left, they're playing with their hair in different ways. They're giggling down, they're looking away, or with the ponytail, they're looking at us, but it still gives more of a fun pose, a different variation. But always having them play with their hair and giggling away is always going to have a more candid look.
Take a moment right now and comment below and let us know of a pose or a trick that you use to make something look a little bit more candid and fun at your session. Candid pose number 5 is the giggle. So this is one of our favorites to use. Works better with some people than others, but eventually throughout the session, we get to figure out what really does make them giggle or what gives them a natural giggle. A lot of times when we're having them giggle, we're having them look off at their mom or a friend that's along at the session that will actually get a natural giggle out of them.
Now, the easiest way to get candid looking poses is by having them walk. So let's look at some different walking variations that we have here. So in the picture on the left, we just had her walk normal towards us, but she ran, both of them actually, they're running their fingers through the grass as they're walking towards us, looking down, giggling away, looking at us, just varying it up. That looks a lot more candid than just having them stand in the middle of the field. And then here, the picture on the left, she's playing with her dress, which makes it look very, very cute, giggling away. That's more of a candid look. And then the picture on the right, we're just having her walk by lifting her feet up in the air and just kind of over exaggerating her walk. And it gave a fun look there.
So our biggest advice to you is really just keep playing around with things to say, prompts to give them, things that will make them laugh, what makes them look most natural. But we always have to remember to not forget about those, to get some of those standard poses. So it's really important to still get those poses that are maybe a little bit closer up. They're looking at the camera and it's just a nice smile, because those are the ones that mom will probably want to hang on the wall, put on the graduation invite, or maybe even put in the yearbook. So those are important to get and not just to focus on solely those candid poses.
And then the last tip we have for you is just to keep it simple. So what we would recommend is pick one of these candid tips we gave you and try to implement that at your next session. And then it's gonna start to be ingrained in your system of posing, and then from there, you will always have that one to pull out and remember. Don't go into a session like we used to with like 15 to 20 poses that we wanted to try. Start very, very basic and get those poses down before overwhelming yourself with a ton of poses.
Because we all know if we come in with too many pose ideas and high expectations, what do? We freeze up at the session and we start stressing out. So it's really important to keep it simple.
So we hope that this video was helpful in giving you some new ideas to use at your session. We also have a free download in the description below to help plan your next session and to give you more posing tips and tricks. So make sure to check that out.
And if you enjoyed this video today, make sure to subscribe, like, and share with a friend so we know to make more videos just like this one.
And if you don't already, follow us on Instagram at e2photography for even more behind the scenes tips and tricks to see how our sessions run. It's super fun, so join us there. And then every Monday morning on here, we have a new educational video just for you. So we will see you next week.